Good morning, World of Warships. This is Lord Holland 4293, and today we are bringing you my pride and joy and one of my most favorite ships to run, Massachusetts. Now, I just picked this thing up at last Christmas, and you can see I've almost got 500,000 commander or ship XP in it. I love this ship. I recommend this ship to everybody, and we're going to take you on one of the hardest ops, Operation Hermes, and I'm going to show you how to do Hermes in a battleship on a textbook run. So we've got a textbook run today, folks, with a ship review. So without military contributor flag, she gets 5% to credits, 55 to ship XP, 65 to Commander XP, and, well, I hope you're in a clan. You'll get 100% to free XP. Now, for my build, this is my Des Moines captain. So, John Doe. I highly recommend picking up John Doe, as I stated in my Unique Commanders video. Again, I run Gunfeeder, 60% to shell time switch, Grease the Gears, plus 25 to shell, or ship, or bleh, turret traverse. Long range battery secondary shells, 20% to secondary range, manual secondaries, adrenaline rush, and emergency repair expert, because she does need that extra heal at 5 heals. She will burn under a concentrated fire. Now, for my last skills, I'm really debating, honestly. I was honestly thinking of doing IFHE, but then I lose my fire chance. So I was thinking I might do, honestly, for the full meme build, I was going to do close quarters on combat for my last two, once I get my last 2 points on her. But again, for armor-wise, she's exceptionally tanky. She's got a 32mm bow, 32mm side plating, 32mm armor belt, deck armor 38, and then she gets the 32mm bow, or aft. Now, let's bring up her citadel so you can see that. It is below the waterline. That is noticeable, but it's still... There is a sweet part in here somewhere. There is a sweet spot in this armor where you can be citadel. I've had it happen where it's been at like the weirdest angle, but it's gone right into me and citadeled me. So you are citadelable in this ship, and you're not impervious. Now, for survivability wise, she gets 66,300 in a 46% torpedo belt. Alabama, 49%. And so you're getting more health than the Alabama and a little bit less torpedo belt. Actually, yeah, you have about 3,000 more health than Alabama and 3% less torp damage on your torpedo belt. Now, that's not much. Again, she gets the classic American 406mm guns with a 12% shell time, since I have John Doe. Max dispersion to 43 with an 18 kilometer range. HE penetration is 68 millimeters, 38% chance of fire, and 5,700 damage. AP is where it really stands out. Is at 13,100 for max damage, but it's a little. But again, slow battleship shells at 701. Now again, since it's the same ship, same specs for Alabama, but again, the main big difference are in these secondaries. These secondaries have some of the fastest rates. They have an 11.3 kilometer range with a 4-second reload fully built into them. Max damage of 1,800 and 5% of fire. But armor penetration not that good at 21 millimeters. But they do fly fairly fast. So you're pumping a lot of them out. This is one of the best secondary ships out there. It has extremely good armor and extremely good secondaries. Airstrike, 2 wings. Number of charges and payload, 2. Not much. AA, again, very respectable. 25 Aura-like and single mounts. 5 dual mount Aura-like and machine guns. 15 quad mount Bofors. And 10 127 5-inch guns. This is one of the ships as an Enterprise I am scared of. This was one of the ships that when I would play carriers and ranked or randoms, this is the one ship I would fear the most. This is what I call the Texas of Tier 8. Well, okay, maybe previous Texas, but still a good ship. Rudder shift. Now, it says 15 seconds. Well, 16 seconds rounded up. It honestly doesn't feel like that. It feels almost like it's 10 seconds at times because it turns so... Its turning circle is not that bad. It turns... you can avoid torps and everything really well. 29 knots for speed, so still pretty fast. I do recommend brisk, of course, if you wanted to take brisk, so you could go faster. But that's... since it's a secondary ship, slow and steady wins the race. Detectability-wise, full concealment build. Actually, I don't have concealment, actually. Well, okay, with full concealment build, plus that, it'd be 13 kilometers. Now, for modules, I do run auxiliary armaments for the secondaries. Damage control, system 1 for fires. Secondary battery, modification 2 for my secondaries. Propulsion, since I'm stopping and going, and then concealment. So unless you don't have concealment on it, you do sacrifice a little for the secondaries. So it's not much, but also I did have a speed flag on, so let me take that off. It's actually 28 knots. Not much. It's not a big difference. She's still a pretty fast battleship, so you'll get around the map pretty fast. Now let's get into that replay, and I'll show you how this Massachusetts does it. Hello, and welcome to WOW's Operation Replays. This is How to 5-Star Hermes. Now, we got an interesting team today. We got Gajumaja, Lightning, Lazo, Mines, Hipper, myself and the Massachusetts, and Akaga. Now, I'm the only battleship, so I've got to be playing really aggressive. Now, any secondary battleship is great on this op. You want secondary battleships on this one. Now, fortunately, our carrier does launch his planes, and I'm thinking to myself, drop a fighter, drop a fighter. Yep, he drops the fighter, so we shouldn't have to worry. And he pulls his planes back immediately, because he knows what he's doing. I pop my priority target. With all the AA, those planes are getting away. That's one part of it. Yep, there they go, all gone.
I owe you one.
That's great. That's great. Easy. First part of it done. Now, as everyone knows, Hermes and Aegis are the hardest ops now to 5-star. They really are. There's so much that can go wrong.
Enemy force detected.
And it's so team dependent. Now you see me, I'm aiming. I decide to hold my shots. I'm waiting for that Nuremberg to fully turn. And I shoot right there. So I see him, he's gonna slightly turn in. And that dispersion's beautiful. 28,000. 29,000 right there. And it's after that, I'm like, I don't need to shoot again. So I start readying my guns for the next round. And then I get my guns pointed so they'll start to turn. Because there's no point for me to turn. Kaga did a great job on the Z-23. I murdered the Nuremberg and Lightning picks him up. So that's one DD. But I still have my secondaries on it so I can at least help. And every bit of damage is helpful. Kaga picks up the other one. Great, great. I already have my guns turned. They're all ready. That was just a bad shot. It's kind of here when my aim just kind of goes south. But, you know, solid 4K. And I'm pushing in really aggressive to help support and get these DDs down. Because I know the torp, I know what's gonna... I put my secondaries on the DD, and I put my guns on the York. Now see right there, I get a nice 12K salvo, which really helps. I put everything on the DD to help my other DDs out. Knock out his engine, so anything that the DDs hit will be permanent. Our Kaga's going in on the Nuremberg, on the York, so I decided to shoot the DD, which I don't get, unfortunately. I should have shot, I thought the Kaga, I could have had the York, but I thought the Kaga would have had it. And then I kind of turn out. Now, I love our DDs here. Mr. Duck Dunn and Growler 762. You guys did a pretty great job. You know, I love that you're screening the... Now, I get what the Lightning's doing. You're gonna, you know, drop torps, but... And I was thinking to myself when I was making this, I want to spawn camp these battleships one time. And just do it once. I want to see if it can be done. Personally, I don't think it is possible to spawn camp these guys unless you've got a lot of torpedo boats. So Kageros, Hinchiangs, anything with a torpedo booster. And it reloads fast. I don't think it's possible unless you do it that, but that's just me. I love our God just getting ahead. Our Lazo's in a really nasty spot. And you can see the shells coming in on him. Let's see how his health holds up. Now usually for cruisers, you want to be second. You want the battleships up. Well, actually, when you go into this wave, you want the DDs up ahead where God mod is going. You want the battleships behind the DDs, and then you want the cruisers behind the battleships. So there's overlapping layers of fire. And I love, look at how our Lightning and our Gods are moving up. If you can get DDs up onto that little rock, right where they're dropped, right where they're going, and put torps, you can wreck this whole wave. And there goes the Goddess torps. Get a nice little 8K salvo there. Cross the 100K mark right there, so now it's just easy. And you'll get all those torps going in. Look at all those torps. God is going to pick up that one. Boom, 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 boom. And he's just one torp shy of knocking out the turrets. Lightning picks up the turrets. Boom, 2 battleships gone. Great job from the DDs. Now, our Lazo did take a pretty good hit from the battleships. Fortunately, now the Lightning's like, okay, has Hydra, I'm getting out of here. He's running. Great job, dude. Shore Norse is looking at the Lazo. I think our Lazo does die here. Nope, Lazo lives, but barely. If the battleships hadn't died, that Lazo would have been dead. There's no question about it. Now, I'm still pretty healthy, which is great. It doesn't look like great damage. Doesn't look like great damage, I'll be honest. But you'll see how that changes. And when you're one of the only battleships, you've got to play aggressive. Now, I turn in. I see the torps coming in. I turn in immediately. Because they will, because these torp bombers do torp stationary ships at the first start. And you're just gonna look and see. You see all those torps going in? They're gonna hit that hipper. That poor hipper. Sorry, man. You're gonna take 3 torps. Ow! That kind of hurt him a little.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
Fortunately, the hipper has plenty of time to heal back, but if that was a Prince Eugen, I wouldn't be as worried, but Mr. Hipper there, you know, he did take a damage, but he's back to full health now, so great. He's gonna let the engine repair, because that's probably the smart thing to do. You've got the time, just let it repair naturally. Now, our Lightning's out there trying to help. The Lazo, well, the Lazo is not doing too well. As you saw, he kind of went up that side, then he turned back around. He's gonna miss the heal circle pretty much. And I decided to push out now. It's 9 seconds, push out ahead, get everything on those DDs. Because we have really great gunboats. Gajumaja and Lightning are great gunboats. They just need some support. So I'm gonna lend on them some good secondaries. And I'm getting my AA cover in so I can help kill these planes for the fleet. Trying to just do whatever I can to help. Just put whatever I can down to help kill these guys. I pick up the DD, great.
We've sunk an
I put it on the closest DD to help my DDs out. I see the torps coming in. I already have enough notice, so not worried. Get a nice little good hit there. Mines picks up the DD, so great. There's all the DDs gone. So I decide I gotta get out ahead of this room. I gotta get ahead. Now here's where a lot of people go wrong in a battleship or any ship. They don't get ahead of the carrier or the Ruan. See, I just outrun the torps and I turn my guns because I know cruisers are coming. But there's also another thing. If you have a crew carrier, see, I'm Mr. Kage here, Mr. Cruxion. See, he can spot that carrier. So I turn all my guns on the carrier. If you can get a CV to get just a little bit of early spotting, and, you know, I'm still staying in secondary range, so my secondary is whittling the Baron down. But I have all my guns turned on onto the CV. I pick up the Baron from the fire, and I just kind of wait. I'm waiting for the CV to make his turn. Our carrier is going in on him too. Eh, 9K, it's not much, but our CV does get a couple torps on it. So it adds up. And you see the team is kind of pushing up ahead with me now. Dipper's up ahead of me. I swing everything back onto that carrier. Trying to speed up, trying to just get into that one spot where I can shoot. But I realize, nope, I can't shoot. So I put my secondaries on the Prince Eugen, and you know, I'm just gonna... And then CV's back. Okay. He's inside my secondary range now. He's in secondary range, so I just decide, you know what, to go balls deep in now. Yep, there's the secondary range. I pop my spotter, and my secondaries are going off on him now. Get everything on that CV. You've got to get that early spotting on him. If you don't have a carrier, you've got to get ahead of the. You've got to get ahead of the CV. You just got to get ahead. That's the only way you're gonna do it. Now I turn in because I know there's torps coming. You can see them launching the torps. At this point, you know, the CV doesn't need spotting. He's already been spotted by me. And I use my front gun. Aim, try to get that. Secondaries are still going in on him, though. Secondaries are still going in. And I do pick up the carrier.
Ship is on fire. Enemy aircraft carrier.
Pop my heal, pop my damage control. And I have HE loaded for these DDs, because I'm turning out. We still need to have 3 battleships survive, so I can't be too aggressive. And our CV's going in on the DDs, great. The CV knows what he's doing.
Problem solved,
Now,
sir.
I know my secondaries are going to kill that DD, so I go for the closest one. Get a nice 5K, knock at his torp tube so they can be incapacitated now. Now, I'm going to go down. I'm going down. There's no point about it. I'm going to go down. All I can do is try and help kill these guys.
Enemy destroyer blown up.
And, you know, I do go down to a fire. That's unfortunate. But the Ruan is safe. He's safe. He's not going to die. So that's great. Our bot battleships are moving in. You know, I'm thinking it would have been a little nice had the mines also moved up. But, you know, our DDs are here. We've got the support. Our carrier's going on the cruisers.
Attention. Reporting the target position.
And our DD does a great thing. The Lightning. Mr. Lightning here sacrifices his own life to lay a slight smoke screen. Just to give that CV enough time. Just to give the him enough time. Now you think, oh. Now the Ruan's going at speed boost speed. So he literally drives straight into 2 torps. Which is unfortunate. Now he is flooding. And I'm thinking, crap, are we gonna lose that star? But then I realized, it's pretty damn close. And I'm thinking, ah, crap. But they just run out barely. One more torp, and we would have lost that 5th star. But you definitely want to get those DDs out. And right there, we completed
Team, everyone.
solid 5 stars across the board. Great match.